Hello everybody, Andrew here from Team Respawn. This is the second video in our Halo Wars strategy series where I kind of show you some tips on how to be a better Halo Wars 2 player. For this one, I'm going to show you how to do a kind of cool little Warthog Rush in Halo Wars 2. Warthog Rush was one of the most used rushes in Halo Wars 1, mostly because if you played as Anders, you could get Warthogs up and running really quickly. In this one, however, you can get Warthogs up and running a lot faster using Forge. So what you want to do here is you want to use your first power or your first leader point on rolling economy. Then you're going to want to build a generator and a supply pad. And if you notice that these are a little bit cheaper than they are with regular units. And as the generator is being built, as soon as it's done, I'm going to upgrade it. And the same thing goes with that supply pad. I'm also going to queue up a second supply pad. Let's go ahead and upgrade that generator. And now while your buildings are being constructed, you can go ahead and take your Marines and kind of just scout out and see if you can find any resources laying around. Oh, here's some power. Let's go ahead and get that. And queue up a second generator. Upgrade the warehouse or the supply pad. So pretty much what you want to do is build generator, supply pad, generator. Upgrade all of them so you get some nice resources and supplies and power and all that coming in. If you want to, you can. This is also something I think is pretty important, is getting a mini base early on in the game. Just because they're cheap, power is much more of a vital resource than supplies are, especially in the early part of the game. So, you can build a mini base with only 200 resources. So I would say definitely go ahead and do that if you have the resources available. Gonna go ahead and get the advanced generator upgrade here. Now what we're aiming for is to get, I don't know what ACC dot, is it X? I don't know what they're trying to abbreviate here. But we want to get assembly. So I have a leader point, and I can get it, so I'm going to go ahead and pick that up. So what this does is vehicle production is now faster and cheaper. This is good because that means we can get our vehicles up and running a lot sooner than we normally would with other leaders. So our goal here is to reach to 1,000 power. If you want to speed this up, you can slap a generator here. I usually go for a supply pad actually, because those are going to be much more valuable when you start building your Warthogs, because Warthogs don't cost power to build. They're strictly requiring supplies in order to be built. Now this is interesting for a 1v1 because like me and this dude are like right across from each other, but like this whole half of the map isn't even used. It's just kind of interesting. I guess that's where the second player starts, right there, if there was a second player. So now we're kind of just waiting on us getting 1,000 power, which we're about to get. What I'll also recommend is you build an armory here. You can kind of build it whenever. I would hope you would do it before the base upgrade completes, because then you'll be waiting on this to finish constructing. And with these two slots that are going to pop up after the upgrade is done, we're going to build 2 garages or vehicle depots, whatever they're called. And what we're going to actually be doing with this is, if we get enough power, we're going to research advanced logistics, which lets our Warthogs train even faster. That's not something that's vitally important at this moment, because what we're aiming for here is Gauss. And of course, you can also use this building to train your hero unit, which is going to be Sergeant Forage right here. And what he's going to do, I mean, he's just a great leader regardless, and I think it's pretty badass that he's actually in his Warthog as he was from Halo Wars 1. And so now our next goal is to get to 1,500 power so we can get to 3rd tech. And when we get to 3rd tech, that's when we can start getting Gauss cannon for our Warthogs. Now in the meantime, I'm going to set my global rally point, like somewhere right there. I'm going to sneeze here in a second. Maybe not. Alright, thanks. Oh, look at my cursor. Alright, is that just going to be there the whole time? Thanks. Great. Thank you. 343. Classic. So, I'm going to be queuing up some Warthogs here. They don't cost any power, just resources, which is great. So we're going to be double training these Warthogs, and so our goal now that our garages are constructed, is to kind of continuously pumping Warthogs. Just always have some Warthogs being, queued up to be trained here. The upgrades that we want to get next are Forges, well, units and Warthogs. Forges Warthog, Gauss Cannon, and Vehicle Upgrade 1. Once we get all of these, and if you have the, leftover power, like let's say, for example, on the mini base, you built a generator instead of a supply pad. The choice is up to you, of course. You could probably get advanced logistics and get your Warthogs out even faster. That's not something that's a big deal at this point. I think what I'm going to do is save up for Forage, Sergeant Forage, first instead of anything else. Honestly, it really doesn't depend on what order you get these units and upgrades in. How much is the Warthog? That's 750. So I'm training Forge now. I guess what I could do, and also something that you probably should do, is make a third Marine squad, because you really can't take a power node without 3 Marines. I guess honestly I could cancel that and use the Warthogs. Send all the units over here. Have them take all that crap out. So Forge is building. We'll get Gauss, because that's probably more important than Vehicle Upgrade 1. I'm sure it gives you more than 10% damage and health. We get a range boost as well. That's always good. And I think it's weird that they don't immediately shoot them. Them, as I mean the Sentinels. Let's get the Scatter Bomb for our next leader upgrade. Now, Warthogs can't capture power nodes, so that will not be happening. That's why the Marines come in handy. Alright, researching Gauss Cannon, which is good. Oh yeah, I was an idiot. Forgot to keep training Warthogs here. Thanks for that. Honestly, sometimes when I just keep rambling on about stuff, I forget to do some of the shit I'm even talking about doing. When I'm concentrating, I do it. So set my global rally point here. So I'm going to get some extra power, which is always good. Gauss Cannon's almost done. There we go. And now we'll queue up vehicle upgrade number 1. Let's see, about 8 minutes is a good attacking time, in my opinion, in Halo Wars 2. It's not considered a dick move from a rush. So yeah. So, okay, I forgot this dude's like right here. We're just gonna go straight to his base, because I set it on easy anyway, so that so I didn't get rushed and it would ruin the video. And then what I do is I'll just kind of queue these up to where I fill up my pop cap. Okay, all units then. And there we have it. So now you're going to have Forge and 12 Warthogs in 8 minutes. You're going to try and use your Cleansing Beam, and you're going to miss. That's hilarious. You built turrets pretty early on, you AI pleb. Going to drop a Scatter Bomb on his base. And there you have it. That's kind of really all there is. And then while you're attacking, of course, you can get stuff like, the Anvil round. You could get advanced logistics like I was recommending earlier. You could go for Vehicle Upgrade 2. You could take your Marines and go get a second base. There's a whole bunch of things you can do. Oh, I lost my Marines. Alright, well, I'll just build another Warthog. Not really paying attention right now. Oh, I see. And as you upgrade Forge, I think his next upgrade actually helps all the units around him, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe he already does that immediately. I'm a pleb, so don't ask me for help. And that's about it for Forge. His upgrades, or his leader powers, I guess, are just, about average. I do like Combat Salvage. That's probably my favorite. Guess I'll go ahead and get Restoration Drones. Alright, thanks. I was trying to save those. I'll go ahead and research advanced logistics now. So I could go for those turrets. Thanks. I'm not playing my best right here, to be honest. There we go. So we got his base. I know he has this mini base down here. Oh no, that's a full base. Look at that. Props to that guy. He's not as worthless as I thought. So there you have it. That is kind of how to get a really good Warthog Rush going up and running. Honestly, a lot of players in Halo Wars 2 like to get upgrades first instead of units. And I can be that way too. And I feel like Halo Wars 2, it's a lot harder to kind of scout your enemy out just because you don't get a good scouting unit right off the bat. With the Warthog, of course, in the first Halo Wars, you could do that. But with this one, it requires you to, you know, build a Jackrabbit. I'm not sure a lot of people either want to do that or know how to do that or really care. So I feel like rushes are a little bit more, you know, sneaky, I guess, in Halo Wars 2 is the correct term to use. But I still wouldn't consider this a rush because I went over at 8 minutes. So it wasn't like I came over as soon as the game started or anything. There you have it. So that's how to do a good Warthog Rush. Leave your comments down below if you like this strategy, if you pull it off against other players online, or if you have any other different ways of getting to a good Warthog Rush, whether using another leader or different building order with Forge himself. There is a playlist for all the other strategy videos I've done in Halo Wars 2 and will do, so that playlist is just going to grow over time. And if you're new to the channel, other things I like to do are Halo Wars Mythbusters, which are kind of unit testing in Halo Wars. We'll put units up against each other to see which one is stronger or which upgrade is better than, you know, the other faction, as well as other things like our walkthrough and livestream videos. Thanks for watching. I'm Andrew from Team Respawn, and I'll see you next time.